Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another off-season rebuild. This time we're rebuilding the Chicago Bears, and in the draft, they've already announced the Bears have basically said that Justin Fields is their guy, obviously, and I do think that's the right move. You spent basically, yeah, you did actually spend 2 first-round picks on him a couple of years ago. Why would you not roll with him here? So they're either going to go with Will Anderson out of Alabama or Jalen Carter out of Georgia. I don't think either one would be a bad move. If they went either or, really wouldn't be a bad move. I personally like Jalen Carter a little bit better than Will Anderson just because he's so athletic for a defensive tackle, and I think that's amazing. Will Anderson, again, wouldn't be a bad move, but I think Jalen Carter is just the better move, so I probably will go him with that in this offseason rebuild. But looking at the team, Justin Fields here, everyone gives Justin Fields such praise for his athleticism. Don't get me wrong. He has great athleticism. He is so good. I don't think he's as elusive as Lamar, but he finds a gap whenever he's running around. But he does, people cannot avoid the fact it doesn't matter how long you want to try and dodge it. He does have a huge accuracy problem, but so did Lamar. Lamar popped off at one point, fixed his accuracy problem, and I think Justin Fields could probably do that too. So Justin Fields definitely has a high ceiling here. It's just fixing his accuracy problem. People are like, oh, well, he doesn't have any good receivers to throw to, so that's his problem. A lot of quarterbacks don't have good receivers to throw to, and you're saying, oh, well, he has a terrible offensive line too. He still makes bad decisions, but he can clean it up. That's why I think his ceiling is high, but he has very good athleticism. That's something most quarterbacks do not have, but it's starting to become more common. But anyways, David Monty, very underrated. He does have a little bit of an injury problem. Same thing with Khalil Herbert, except the injury problem isn't really a thing. He is very underrated. Darnell Mooney, Dante Pettis, Chase Claypool, trading away a second-round pick for Chase Claypool. I would, at most, trade away like a third for Chase Claypool. I'm sorry. I don't think... I mean, it's a good move because Justin Fields needed another weapon, but I think you could have honestly got a better second-round pick. I think you could have got a better second-round pick receiver in this upcoming draft than Chase Claypool. Sorry, Bears fans. Just my opinion. Cole Kmet has potential. Alex Leatherwood is straight garbage. Tevin Jenkins, Cody Whitehair. Tevin Jenkins has actually been pretty decent. Nobody talks about him, though. Defensively, looking into it, it's just, man. The only upside you have here on this defense is Jalen Johnson, Jaquan Brisker. They're so young. Eddie Jackson, he's just getting old. Sorry, there's nothing really to say there. Tevin Gibson, though, isn't he young? Ugh. He's 26 already, so I don't think he's going to be around on this team much longer, if I'm being honest. But this defensive line definitely needs help, and I do think I am going to draft Jalen Carter with that pick. Let's look at the 2022 retirements. We are the NFC North, I do believe, and our tight end, Ryan Griffin, retires, and our right tackle, Riley Reef, retires. And, of course, I didn't have the loaded rosters in, so as you can see by the division standings, it's not perfectly correct. Don't worry about it. As long as I get my pick correct, that's what I want. So anyways, we got David Monty here to re-sign, and I do want to re-sign him, and he does want to stay with the team for some reason. I don't know, but he does re-sign with us. Nicholas Morrow, Matthew Adams, everyone else here I'm just not really interested in, so hopefully we can have a baller free agency as we have $162 million to spend. So no one really wanted to play for our team because we didn't have the quote-unquote franchise QB tag, even though maybe Justin Fields does have that potential. But we got Juju and we got Marcus Davenport to help our defensive line. I think those are two great signings if the Bears actually got those in real life. So let's move into the draft. And with my first round pick, I am taking Jalen Carter out of Georgia. 3'10", 6'3", 81 speed for someone who's 6'3", 310. Quite amazing. He's only 20 years old, 88 strength and head and dev. He's going to be an amazing piece for this rebuild. In the second round, I'm picking up the center, John Michael Schmitz out of Minnesota. Center, 6'4", 320, and we're going to just continuously improve Justin Fields. Now, this is the team after the draft. Schmitz is a 75 overall. Is Alex Leatherwood? Yes, he is officially the right tackle. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't auto-adjusted there. Van Dyke. Ooh, Tyler Van Dyke out of Miami. I do not know who that is, if I'm being real. And then, yeah, we got Justin Fields' 3 decent weapons here, along with Cole Kmet. Interior offensive line is looking better defensively, though Jalen Carter is an 80 overall. Marcus Davenport off the edge with Tevin Gibson. Linebacking core definitely needs to be improved. I'm going to move Overshown, my third-round pick, up, so that way he just gets more reps and maybe gets a development as a rookie. And apart from that, guys, it is now time to move into the first season and the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-4 coming off a win to the Vikings. I can see that happening in real life. Scouting national focus. We have improved our defensive line. Linebacker is definitely going to be a need after losing Roquan Smith to the Baltimore Ravens. And yeah, definitely going to need that. And players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we got here. We have Jalen Johnson is a must-have. He needs to stay on this team. And he wants even more money, even though I just gave him more. That's going to be a rough contract for us. Darnell Mooney does want to stay, so I will give him a contract, and he does resign. Cole Kmet doesn't want to be here. Let's see. Let's just offer him this deal and see if he has high interest at the end of the season, and he does not resign. Chase Claypool, I'm going to do the same thing. We spent a second-round pick on him. There's no point that we would just let him walk, and he does not resign. Justin Jones, I'll let walk because he's about to turn 28. Cario Santos, I already picked up a kicker and a punter in the draft, so that way I wouldn't have to pay him for the remainder of the rebuild. Quan Alexander can walk. Josh Oliver can walk. I swear I thought he was with the Ravens, but I guess he got cut. Travis Gibson, not Tevin Gibson, I don't want because he's going to be 27. He probably won't even make it to an 80 overall by the end of this rebuild. Michael, I don't really know. I'm kind of on the wall about him. Yes, he has started, but he doesn't want to be here. He's about to be 26, and he probably won't make it to an 80 by the end of the rebuild. Trevor Siemian can walk. And apart from that, guys, it is now time to move in to the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs, actually making the playoffs, going 10-7, second in the division, coming off a win to the New Orleans Saints. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. We have Justin Fields. Yeah, he had a terrible season. I mean, stats-wise, it was good, but in terms of everybody else, not good. 6th best defense, it was like the 30th best offense, I think. 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, 16 receptions is too many. In real life, if he had 30 touchdowns, 4,200 yards, that would not be a bad passer season for Justin Fields, but it was 30th in the league, so that's not good. David Montgomery, 1,300 yards, 4.6 per carry, 16 touchdowns. That's a good season for him. Chase Claypool, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. That's a good season. Darnell Mooney, 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Juju, almost 1,000 yards, but only 3 touchdowns. Looking at it defensively, Overshown with 122 tackles for a loss, 22 for Jalen Carter, sacks 12 for Jalen Carter. I think he was the right move. Marcus Davenport with 10 sacks, interceptions, 6 for Jalen Johnson, and 4 for Overshown. So hopefully he gets star dev. Looking at the safeties, 1 for Jalen Carter, who's doing amazing. Defensive touchdowns, 1 for Jaquan Brisker. Jalen Carter's a freak right now, dude. But let's see if we can beat the San Francisco 49ers in the wildcard round to move on to the divisional. And Justin Fields does not get his first playoff win as he gets blown out 28-7. Let's move into the offseason. And the Niners beat the Bills in the Super Bowl. Nick Bosa wins the Super Bowl MVP, and Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. And Jalen Carter wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Nice to see. I think I saw Bryce Young there for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but we're going to look into the roster to see what we have for the development upgrades. Offensively, it looks... Why does Trevor Siemian have Superstar now? Why did he get that? He just got Superstar Dev. Why? Why? Can I not have that on Justin Fields? I guess, sure, you can give that to Trevor Siemian. Why? Whatever. Schmitz gets Star Dev. Ooh, St. Brown. Did he get Star Dev? This dude didn't even do anything. Yeah, he got Star Dev. Why? What is happening? He had 0 receptions, 0 yards. What is happening? Trevor Siemian got Superstar. St. Brown got Star. They did nothing. They didn't take a single snap the entire season. Jalen Carter has Superstar X Factor. Did he get that or did he come with that? I think he might have came with that, which would be sick for the rest of the rebuild. So progression history. No, he got Superstar X Factor. So he had Superstar to start with. Nice. Love to see that. Jalen Johnson has Superstar. Even more reason to re-sign him. Did Kyler Gordon get Star Dev as well? Yeah, he got. Why are these people getting Star Dev? And Overshown, I don't think got one. Overshown did not get Star Dev, and Quan Alexander did. Okay, I'm getting really upset here. What did Quan Alexander do that Overshown did not? Overshown had more tackles. I think he had a little bit less tackles for a loss, a half a sack, and he had 4 interceptions. But Quan Alexander, for some reason, gets it over Overshown, which I really wanted him to get it. Yeah, he had more tackles. He had a little bit less tackles for a loss. He had half a sack less, and he had 3 more interceptions. But sure, Quan Alexander gets it. I'm upset about that, but I guess I'm not going to give him Star Dev because people will complain. Let's move into the re-signings. In the NFC North, Adam Thielen and Harrison Smith both retire at the same time. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we have here. We have Jalen Johnson. We're going to have to pay him a monster contract, dude. And he does resign. Cole Kmet, I am going to overpay for him. I'm going to give him a player-friendly deal. And he still wants to hit free agency. I guess I'll have to go try and get him in there. Chase Claypool, I think I am going to have to try to overpay a little bit for too. Give him a 5-year deal. And he wants to play for a new team as well. I'm going to try to find them in free agency. Quan Alexander can walk. Justin Jones can walk. Michael can walk. I don't want him. Dang. Yeah, St. Brown. I don't know why St. Brown just decided to get started at, even though he never touched the ball. Same thing with Trevor Siemian getting superstar. But let's move into free agency. Huge free agency, getting Chris Lindstrom, and I moved Tevin Jenkins to right tackle. CeeDee Lamb, Christian Wilkins, who I'm going to move to the left defensive end. Brandon Ayuk, Jordan Brooks, and Tyler Higbee on a 1-year deal. Massive free agency for us. Let's go to the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up left outside linebacker Tyler Gordon out of LSU. Unfortunately, only normal dev, but he does look pretty athletic, and he does have some decent skills. In the third round, I'm picking up Tyreek Jackson out of Oklahoma. He is a 98 strength defensive tackle. Really slow, not athletic, but hidden development with 98 strength is crazy. Now, this is the team after the offseason. Huge improvement, dude. Everyone looks so much better. I mean, yes, we didn't end up re-signing. I probably should not have signed Brandon Ayuk, consider that Darnell Mooney is signed on a contract, and I have 4 receivers on big contracts. But I guess it's fine now. I can't really do anything about it. Defensively, Jackson is a 75 overall, and I got him in the 3rd round. He was projected to be a 5th-round pick, so it's crazy that we got a 75 overall that late in the draft. I should probably invest more in some DBs. And wow, Gordon was a 77 overall without the boost. He just didn't have a development, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm going to move Overshone to the right outside linebacker position. He'll probably get a boost in overall, so that way we just have a better player there. No other way you can really put that defensively. This is what we got. I really, really like this team, especially the defensive line. It has really come from nothing to something. So apart from that, guys, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are on our bye week. We are 6-1, top of the division, coming off a win to the New York Giants. Wow. Team has really come from nothing to something. Let's look at the scouting national focus. And I think I do want a 3rd DB, so I will scout DB and be like, oh, well, that's not a good move. You need other things. I really don't need much else. Maybe a left tackle, maybe a tight end, but I'm fine with getting a 3rd DB. And Eddie Jackson, I'm cool with a 1-year deal. I'm not cool with 3 years. I'll boost the money for you, and he resigns. And then Cody Whitehair, I'm cool with another 1 year from you as well, but that's it. Khalil Herbert, I actually do want to re-sign Khalil Herbert. This is a cheap contract, and he wants more money. Okay. I don't know if I want to re-sign him now. Justin Fields, I will take this. That's actually pretty cheap for him, and he re-signs. Tyler Higbee, I do not want. Tevin Jenkins, I do want. Let's give him a 5-year deal so we can spread out his contract, and he re-signs. And then Jack Sanborn, Tyler Johnson, Alex Leatherwood. Yeah, yikes. Yikes right there. So I do want Khalil Herbert back. I'll give him the same deal at the end of the season to see if he still wants to re-sign. But other than that, I'm not going to re-sign him for any more than what he's asking for. So it's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 13-4 with a 1st-round bye. Look at our team ranks. Defense is going crazy. Offense is going crazy. Coming off a win to the Bills that probably secured us our 1st-round bye. And Justin Fields did amazing. Is that league MVP? It is. Justin Fields wins a league MVP at 83 overall. Best offense in the NFL. Defensively, we are the best defense. Amazing. 5,000 yards, 44 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Amazing year. David Montgomery, 13 touchdowns, 4.6 per carry, 1,300 yards. Brandon Ayuk, 1,500 yards, 22 touchdowns is crazy. Juju, 5 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. CeeDee Lamb, I paid you so much money. You need to be performing more than this. And wow, David Montgomery is getting more receptions and more yards than Darnell Mooney. I should probably trade Darnell Mooney. I'm sorry, guys. Jordan Brooks, 116 tackles for a loss, 18 for Jalen Carter, sacks 15.5 for Jalen Carter, 12 for Christian Wilkins, 6.5 for Marcus Davenport, 6 interceptions for Jalen Johnson, as he's probably going to get an X factor now. Safeties, 1 for Marcus Davenport, defensive touchdowns, 1 for Jaquan Brisker. And looking into it, let's see what we got here. See who we're going to be playing in the divisional round. As this is Justin Fields' first time in a divisional playoff game. I keep stumbling over my words. I really need to fix that. I've had a problem with that for so long. We beat the Giants 28-24 here to face the Philadelphia Eagles in the conference championship. So let's see if we can beat them. And here we are in Soldier Field with a snow game. 3-0 start, 10-0 start for the Philadelphia Eagles. Offense, can you like wake up? And defense, could you wake up as well? Okay, no, the game's over. 34-14 is crazy. We're done. We're done here. We're not doing anything. Humiliation, dude. Humiliation. It was 34-7 at one point. Terrible. 34-14. Let's move to the offseason. And the Patriots get their revenge and beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Nick Bosa goes to the Patriots this time and wins back-to-back Super Bowl MVPs. Justin Fields wins the league MVP, and for some reason we don't win Coach of the Year, which is kind of surprising to me. But let's see what we got for the development upgrades. Justin Fields better have Superstar Dev, and he does. Brandon Ayuk has Superstar Dev. I probably need to trade away Darnell Mooney, even though he does have a contract. Gene Dangus, I picked this. This is Bengals draft class. If you guys don't know who Bengal is, you should know. Gene Dangus, superstar X Factor punter out of Texas. I didn't even realize I picked him because I was like, oh, this is a good punter. And then I picked him. I was like, oh, it's a meme. It's not actually a real player. But whatever. Chris Lindstrom has superstar development now. So let's see what he got it from. Offensive lineman of the year, I assume. Yeah, O-lineman of the year is Chris Lindstrom on the Bears. Defensively, looking into it, we got Jackson being a star dev. Jalen Johnson, I'm really tempted just to give him X Factor because he had a great year as well, but I'm not going to. Gordon Overshown did not get superstar or star dev or anything like that. So let's move to the re-signings. With the retirements, Derek Watt retires on the Packers and Aaron Rodgers retires on the Packers as well. We're going to look into the re-signings. I honestly don't think I'm going to be participating in free agency because our team is already stacked. And I would like to actually bring back Khalil Herbert. I'll give him the same deal, and he does actually re-sign with the team. Tyler Higbee didn't even really regress. I'll give him a one-year deal. If he accepts, he accepts. He's going to test out free agency. That's fine with me. And everyone else can just walk to free agency. I don't care. And I'm actually going to skip out on free agency because we still have another year after this, and I still have some key players I need to re-sign. So let's move to the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up Cameron Robinson out of Washington. Zone corner, 5'10", 189. Hidden development. He's going to be a good third piece for the team. So now I'm trading away Darnell Mooney, a second-round pick next year and a third-round pick next year for the tight end Darren Waller. I know he's old, but he's a superstar X Factor, and we give Justin Fields another elite weapon, and I get Darnell Mooney on a team where he can actually play. Now, this is the team going into the third season. Darren Waller is going to be such a beast on this team. The receivers for Justin Fields is great. His O-line is great. And people are going to be like, oh, we'll increase the left tackle. His left tackle is fine. Braxton Jones, don't even got to pay him. And he's 79 overall, so nothing really to complain about there. Justin Fields being a superstar helps a lot. Robinson is a 74 overall. He could play potentially strong safety. Eddie Jackson's still here. I forgot about him completely. And apart from that, guys, the team is looking pretty good. So it's now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-4, third in the division, unfortunately. Scouting national focus. Man, I don't really know what we need. This is always how it is at the end of the season. I always just don't know what I need. So I'm just going to go linebacker for more depth there because why not? Don't really need much of anything else. And I guess we could ball out in free agency with the remaining cap after I give out these contracts. So who do we have? We have Jaquan Brisker, who doesn't want to be here. I don't really care if you don't want to be here. I'm going to resign you regardless, and we're going to have to overpay the living shit out of him. Eddie Jackson, I didn't think I was going to keep this long, but I do think I am going to keep him now because he probably will be an 80 by the end of this rebuild, which isn't even horrible. And Kyler Gordon, I do want back as well. I'll overpay for him a little bit, and he still wants to hit free agency as well. Cody Whitehair. I can probably get someone better in free agency if I'm being honest. It'll probably be like a 78 overall. Braxton Jones, I know I said I didn't have to pay him, but now I do, so I will give him a contract, and he does resign. And everyone else here can just walk. Yeah, I need to pick up a replacement for Cody Whitehair, so I think I might actually just pick up a replacement in the draft if I wanted to. No, it's fine. Anyways, let's move in to the playoffs. And we missed the playoffs going 8-9 as our offense was horrible, but our defense carried us. Coming off a win to the Steelers, but that wasn't good enough. Justin Fields just did garbage this season. Makes no sense. 17th best offense, 6th best defense, 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Like, that's not a bad ratio, but you need to have more touchdowns, dude. Dave Montgomery's 9 touchdowns, 4.5 per carry, 1,300 yards. CD's nuts, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Juju Smith-Schuster, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk, 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Darren Waller did not do nearly as good as I thought he would. All these weapons and he can't perform. Jordan Brooks, 115 tackles for a loss, 21 for Marcus Davenport, sacks, 11 for Marcus Davenport, 11 for Jalen Carter, and 7 for Tyler Gordon. Interceptions, 3 for Jalen Johnson. Safeties on the team is going to be 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. Unfortunate season for us that Justin Fields just refused to play. But anyways, let's move into the off season. And the Vikings destroy the Browns in the Super Bowl. Andy Looney, an auto-generated QB, wins the Super Bowl MVP. Jalen Hurts wins the league MVP. And there are no awards here for the Chicago Bears, unfortunately. But let's see the development upgrades for the offense and defense. Defense carried us this season, but offensively, looks like we got nobody. What a surprise. Defensively, we got Jalen Johnson, and Robinson is a superstar X factor. What a pickup. Overshown finally gets star dev. Wish he got that his rookie season. Eddie Jackson regresses down to a 79. I might get a replacement for him in free agency. I might not, and Kyler Gordon gets superstar, so I'm probably going to have to overpay them. So let's move to the re-signings. And Cody Whitehair retires. I guess he knew that I just wasn't going to re-sign him anyways. So Cody Whitehair leaves the team. We're going to see the players that we got ready to negotiate. Jaquan Brisker has a little bit of an interest now, but I'm still going to go with a very player-friendly deal. I need to make sure that he comes back, and he still doesn't. He has an interest now, and I gave him the most money you could possibly want, and he doesn't want to play. I'm not going to tag him because how much? $17 million? I think I will tag him, actually. Kyler Gordon, very player-friendly, want him back, and he just doesn't want to play. Dude, this is so frustrating. I'm going to have to target someone in free agency. Going to tag Jaquan Brisker for the year because we are going into our 4th and final season after this, and let's jump into free agency. So we got Christian McCaffrey. I know David Montgomery has been doing great, but I'm going all out this season. I got Jordan Mailata. Oh, you already re-signed your left tackle. I moved that left tackle to left guard to compensate for Cody Whitehair's retirement, and I know left tackles get paid more than left guards, but whatever, it's the final season. I got Trent McDuffie, so way better overall than Kyler Gordon. So apart from that, guys, it's not time to move into the draft. In the first round, I'm picking up middle linebacker Zach Henry out of Washington. Field general, 6'3", 248, hidden development. Now, here we are in the 4th and final season. Team looks so stacked, dude. If there is any reason why we don't go to the Super Bowl this year, I'm going to be pissed. CPU picked up this guy named Lewis and Whitfield, apparently. Looks like they're better at drafting linebackers than I am, but Henry is a 73 overall without the boost. The team looks amazing. Trent McDuffie's a higher overall than Jalen Johnson. I don't think so. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, what? That made no sense. But anyways, guys, apart from that, team looks amazing, and it's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 15-2, top the division. Offensive points per game is 4th, and defensive points per game is 4th as well. Stats and awards, let's see what we got here. Justin Fields, he actually did pretty good. 4th best offense in the NFL, and defensively, 4th best defense. Justin Fields at 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 70% completion percentage. Christian McCaffrey, expect you to have a lot more production than this. I mean, I guess you didn't even get 300 attempts, but still. David Montgomery had 14 touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk, 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns. That should be an X factor. Juju with 11 touchdowns. Looking at it defensively, Overshown with 124 tackles. That's surprising. Tackles for a loss, 19 for Jalen Carter. Sacks, 16.5 for Jalen Carter. 13 for Christian Wilkins, 11.5 for Marcus Davenport, and 8 for Tyler Gordon. Interceptions, 2 for Jordan Brooks. Safeties, 0. Defensive touchdowns is 0. So let's see who we're going to be playing in the divisional round, and I swear to God, if we lose in the divisional round, I'm going to be pissed. I never play in the divisional round or the wild card games. 9-8 Carolina Panthers. If we lose, I'm going to be pissed, dude. It's so stupid. Thank God. 40-35. Who is the Commanders quarterback? I would really like to know this before I play the game. I mean, it has no relevancy because it's a simulation, but still, I would just like to know, and it is Kenny Pickett and Cade Washington behind him. Kenny Pickett, 78 overall, makes it to the conference championship. We better beat them, so let's move into the game to see if we can get into the Super Bowl. Here we are against the Washington Commanders. 7-0 start for them, 7-3 now. Come on, 10-3. 10-10. Our offense better wake up this time in this conference championship. It better not be like the Eagles game, and it doesn't look like it is going to be. 24-17 at halftime, 24-20 now. Come on. First lead of the game, 24-27. Come on, let's get a 2-score lead on them, please. Come on, 30-24, and we do hold on, and we are going to the Super Bowl as this is now a successful rebuild. And here we are in the Super Bowl, here to face Kenny Pickett's former team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, try to prevent them from getting their 7th Super Bowl. And I want to see who their quarterback is as well. It is going to be Tua Tagovailoa, and Matt Corral is behind him. Oh my gosh. Let's see the stats and awards. Does Justin Fields get Superstar X Factor? He does not. Brandon Ayuk does get Superstar X Factor, though. That's great to see. Defensively looking into it, it looks like Jaquan Brisker gets Superstar Dev, and Christian Wilkins also gets Superstar Dev as well. But my video time is actually running out for this, so I got to quickly get into the Super Bowl to see if we can beat the Superstar X Factor Najee Harris and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we are in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium for the Super Bowl 3-2-7 start, as we have the lead, obviously. And in the second quarter, time winding down towards half, 6-7 and 6-14 at the halftime mark. Come on, guys, what do we got? 6-17. Defense is holding strong at 9-17, 9-24, and I think that is going to be wraps. 9-24. We prevent the Steelers from getting another Super Bowl win, as we are going to cap off this rebuild with another, not with another Super Bowl win, but with our first Super Bowl win of the rebuild, as Justin Fields does win it all. So I do thank you guys all for watching. We are going to see who the Super Bowl MVP was. It probably was Justin Fields, but this was a successful rebuild. Let me know which team you would like me to rebuild down in the comments below. And apart from that, guys, Jalen Johnson wins your Super Bowl MVP. We win Coach of the Year. And apart from that, guys, thank you guys all for watching once again, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.